Welcome back to Rory's Wanderlust Travels. This is our channel where we show you the joys and adventure that we do while we travel around the world, including all throughout Southeast Asia on our motorcycles. Today our journey takes us from Phnom Penh in Cambodia, through the most southern border of Thailand, through the narrowest part of Thailand, and all the way up into Trat, the local city that is near the island in Thailand of Koh Kong. As you can see, the riding conditions this day were a bit challenging. There's a beautiful road, route number 48, that runs along the southern edge of Cambodia towards Thailand, and they're currently paving it. By paving it, that means they literally just kind of tear it up and leave it as dirt for most of the journey. We did about 110 kilometers worth of off-road. And as you can see, there's a lot of heavy goods traffic, a lot of oncoming traffic, and very, very little infrastructure. A lot of the road has been turned from a two-lane road, one in each direction, into a one-lane road, which supports traffic in both directions at the same time. The heavy goods trucks, the construction vehicles, passenger vehicles, mopeds, motorcycles, Priuses, taxi cabs, tuk-tuks, horse-drawn carriages, donkey carts, buses, everything go on this road, and you end up being passed. You end up having to make some very sketchy passes. Overall, the actual quality of the roadbed, dirt, is quite firm. You can see it's quite dusty. They do spray water on it occasionally to help out with some of the dust, but you just get covered in mud and dirt. And it transitions from tarmac back to gravel, back to dirt, back to tarmac quite unpredictably. You can see here they're extending the road down through a valley, and it's going to be a nice road once it's finished, but at the moment it is rough. It is rutted, it's got lots of cracks and holes in it, rocks, gravel, chunks of old asphalt that were there before they decided to tear it all up. It was challenging. It was very, very hot. I think this day we got to about 38 degrees, which is like 107 degrees Fahrenheit. Quite a rough surface. The whole time we're riding, we have to keep an eye behind us because even at 60 to 80 kilometers an hour off-road, vehicles, particularly Toyota pickups and Ford pickups, want to be going faster than that. While we will catch up to things that are going slower, such as this group of traffic in front of us with, I think that's a Prius or something ridiculous. It's just another day in Cambodia, and it was just a really, really enjoyable ride. As you can see, we've caught up to some traffic. We just got passed by an ambulance going the opposite direction. And as the road deteriorates quite severely here, the GoPro does quite a lot of vibration damping, so you can't quite see how bumpy this road is. But as we're going along, you can see it just kind of crumbles and falls apart. And oncoming traffic decide that your lane is their lane because they don't want to go over the big bumps. We have auxiliary lights on the bike. You'll see a lot of vehicles will flash Rory because hers are very, very bright, whereas mine are a little more subdued. They're just kind of yellow marker lights that sit out fairly bright. So oncoming traffic sees us when we're riding along. We get a lot less traffic pull out in front of us with that. Obviously, we're not going fast enough for these locals who decide that they need to zip around us into oncoming traffic because Cambodia, just welcome to a very developing country. And again, you can see the road condition deteriorates quite badly in some areas. Overall, we did this on admittedly road bikes. Rory's on a CB 500X. I'm on an XSR 900. Her tires are Michelin Pilot Road 6s. I'm on, at the moment, after having a severe puncture in northern Cambodia on my bike, I've got a Pirelli Diablo Corsa on the front and a Dunlop Sport Max on the back, because that's all I could get to replace my tire in Phnom Penh. But for the most part, we're on road bikes. We're doing this on as a road trip. These aren't hardcore off-road bikes with knobby tires and 9 inches of suspension travel. The adventure is riding where you can, as you can, and avoiding speeding Ford Ranger pickup trucks because, you know, they think they're the fastest thing in the world, which, you know, in this case they might very well be. A Ford Ranger driven by a Thai or a Cambodian is as fast as a Formula One car if you're not careful.
I'm going to add on to this. There's also huge holes in the road. I mean, these are like craters. I tried to avoid most of them, but I ended up hitting some of them, and you just bounce all over. I'm pretty sure I blew my shock out on my bike. We've been searching for a new one all day long, because now I just bounce around like a rocking horse on my bike. Other than that, we really didn't mess up our bikes too much, other than Mike's flat tire, and that was not even a small flat. It was so big, he put 2 plugs in that thing and it didn't even hold, so he nailed that one good. But yeah, here's some tarmac. This was fine. It's just when you get to these rough roads and one lane for both coming directions. Like, this is a 1-lane road right here. You see how I almost, like, I literally got right off the road right there. Right there. Yep. You seen it. Yep, they just pushed me right off the road. Like, I wasn't even there. I always say Mike looks like a bumblebee on his bike because he literally is yellow and black, but on this day he turned brown. Believe me, I was so happy when we got to nicer roads and we hit Thailand. Now, Cambodia, the roads all throughout Cambodia aren't great at all. I mean, they're just not. I think they still have a few years to catch up with the rest of the Asian countries, but after they've already had a civil war within the last, 30 years. Oh yeah, here, right here. This thing cut me off every time I tried to pass it. I don't know why the road grader wouldn't let me go, but I sat behind him trying to get around him for a while. It doesn't look like I sat there very long, but I sped the video up so you wouldn't have to watch the slow version of it. But hey, if you like our content, will you give us a like and a follow? We really appreciate it to support the channel. And we have many more adventures coming up because we are actually on a 10-week motorcycle trip. And we're going to be heading toward Malaysia next after some time in Thailand, in the southern part of Thailand.